Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Extra Lab podcast. We're lucky enough to have our first ever repeat guest, JoJo Jourdon. JoJo, how are you today?
Doing good. How about you, man?
Doing great, thank you. JoJo, first person of the year for high schoolers to break 4 in the mile. That's just that's an accomplishment. Did you ever think you could do it on the first go?
Yeah, I wasn't going for it that day. I went there to Boston to compete. I knew it was gonna be fast. I didn't know it was gonna be that fast.
Mhm.
So having it happen, I wasn't expecting it, and that wasn't the goal coming into the race, but I'm happy it happened.
Definitely. It's so weird because I feel like mostly with milers, you just never know when it's going to be the day. And breaking four is going to be, it's just it must just feel good. Did you know you had it, or did you have to negative split, or what was the race like in that sense?
Yeah, well, like the day before I came, I noticed I saw that the pace was gonna be lightning quick. Someone requested like 59.5 through 1200.
Mhm.
So we had the pace lights and the pacer. Pacer did amazing. I think he came through three flat, brought us in 301 through 1200. And I made my move on the back stretch because I saw the lights slowly fading away.
Mhm.
At that moment I was just going for the win, but the lights were in my sight, and I thought, if I can close, like that, it's not out of my reach. So, I ended up going for it, passed the lights down the back stretch. Maybe had a stride on them, and then had to lead at the line. Never really thought I would get it that day, but when it came down to 100 to go, I thought I had a shot, and I pushed my body into some very how do I say, push my body the most I probably have in a long time.
Definitely. And you said it yourself, there's pacing lights. Is it kind of weird? Is it relieving running with pacing lights, or is it kind of nerve-wracking?
I didn't pay attention to him until probably 1200 to go. I just focused on the race, just stayed in it. It was my first time, having them there. So I liked it. I thought it was cool. Just having, it was like, it gave you someone to chase, basically. It was like having someone in front of you. Yeah, I really liked it. I know some people think takes a little bit of the racing out of the race, but I thought it was good.
Definitely. And the whole experience of the New Balance Grand Prix was that
Oh, sorry. Yeah. It was great. It was great. New Balance treated us super well. We got a bunch of gear, a bunch of shoes. It was just a great experience. And then being able to watch the pro meet on Sunday, I thought that we were really lucky to race on Saturday. Just to have that race out of the way, and we can enjoy the entirety of the pro meet. That was really cool to see. Guys I've looked up to for years racing.
Mhm.
It was just amazing. I thought it was a great experience.
Definitely. And mostly they ran the 1500, which is a little different, but as you said, it was cool to watch them. What is it like just seeing professionals, and really, can you envision yourself eventually just, hopefully being with them someday?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to be on that stage. It's gonna take a while, but just seeing all the guys I've looked up to for so many years, Craig Engels is someone that I really like. It really just makes the sport fun. I was able to talk to him and meet him at the hotel, have a great time with him. I ran a couple of laps with him on the track. Just guys like that really just make the sport fun. It was just amazing to see them all, perform and then meet some of them. It was great.
Definitely. For anyone who has not personally met Craig Engels who's watching this, you're missing out. That man is a legend,
Yeah.
such a kind guy. You never know what he's going to say next, and he just keeps the sport so interesting. So I'm glad that, you got to meet him. You also got to meet Jacob Whiteman, right?
Yes, I got him in a little bit. I said a couple words to him at the hotel. Got to meet him after a little post race interview. It was, that guy's world champion. So I mean, being around those type of guys is just amazing.
Definitely. And you step on the line with a lot of good competition. It's a weird thing to put together, but Drew Griffith was hopping on the line, so it was a little NXN versus Hoka action, which is always a fun thing. And then there's, guys from other countries. What was it like scoring off against some foreigners?
I thought it was great. I got to meet my future teammate Corey. He's gonna be going to Wake. I got to meet him for the first time. It was great, and then just meeting all the other international guys, and talking to them about how running is over there. It is completely different than how it is in the U.S., and I think
Mhm.
it's really cool just being able to meet all of the best guys in the nation, and then also international guys. Just being able to meet them and have conversations about stuff that we love to do it's just amazing.
Definitely. I feel like it's such a surreal feeling starting to like it's there's more than just American running. Like, all the other countries, it's just such a great sport because it's just so expanded. So it must have been cool, like stepping the line. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it would have been such a cool experience, but
Yeah.
you know, definitely. Well, you broke four in indoors, which has been done by a very handful amount of people. So, what's the goals for indoor and moving into outdoor?
Indoors, just compete. I run this weekend. It's a smaller meet called Simplot. Not going to be going for times, just going to be going for wins. Then I'll head back to New Balance for indoors. Don't know what I'll be running there, but it'll just be competing with the best guys in the country. Hopefully going for another national title. If it doesn't happen, with the talent pool that's there, it very well couldn't. And I would be fine with that. The win is always the goal, but having a great race, it's just going to be fun. After that, uh, probably Arcadia will be, the big one on the calendar for me, just running in fast 32. And then after that, it'll probably just be, my races in Utah and then maybe some postseason meets. We'll see. Don't have any like crazy time goals. The goal was, I mean, goal for my coach and I was, under 3:59.
Mhm.
That was, that when we talked early this season, that was the goal. Many guys have broken four, not many, a lot less have gone under 350, 359. So I think it is something that I strive to go for. Other than that, not many more goals except to just compete.
Definitely. And as you said, not a lot of guys have gone under 3:59, but also not a lot of guys have gone under four. So you're already stepping in the right direction. What training's gone on to get to that point though? Has the workouts just been fluid? Is it just felt easy?
Yeah, took 10 days off after NXN, something I like to do between seasons. And then just slowly built up to the week before New Balance Grand Prix. I was at like 60-ish miles.
Mhm.
Took a down week for the Grand Prix. I wanted to race fast there, wanted to compete well. But those 6 weeks of training were just, really confidence boosting. Um, over those 6 weeks, mileage slowly rose, the workout slowly got longer, slowly got harder. I mean, just a typical week for me was, Monday I had more of a longer threshold workout, and then Thursday I had a more of a speed workout. All my workouts do end in like some type of speed, so 200s or 300 150s. So I always kept the speed, kept doing my strides every day. And then Saturdays were long runs, Sundays were off. And that was just about it for 6 weeks, slowly building the mileage, the workouts, and just the confidence.
Definitely. And I've seen a lot of people treat their long runs a little differently. So is your long run just getting the miles in, or is there some like rhythm to it where there's maybe a faster few miles in built in, or how's that work for you?
Yeah. So like my week goes, well, Monday's a workout and Thursday's a workout. Tuesday and Friday are both super easy super easy runs, like 30, 35 minutes, 8 flat, 740s, somewhere in that range. And then Wednesday's a moderate run for me. It can be longer, up to like 50, 60 minutes. For me, that's something at least I think has helped me. Moderate runs, just anywhere between like 610 and 650 just for that entire run. I think it's something good, and that's how I start my long runs. If I go by minutes, so if I have like an 80-minute long run,
Mhm.
I'll probably do like the first 60 at moderate pace, and then at the end it can be from anywhere from like 20 to 30 minutes of, my coach does, 10 minutes of like 10 minutes at 5:40 pace and then 10 minutes at 5:30 pace. Or I mean, sometimes it's slower, sometimes it's faster. It can be like 10 minutes at six flat, 10 minutes at 5:50. But
Mhm.
really just think like how big that week was, and then just closing a long round, getting a little quicker. I think I personally like it. I think it's something fun. It does make the long run a little harder at the end. But yeah, that's about it.
Definitely. And you said you've been closing a lot of your workouts or almost all of your workouts with some speeds, but what goes into the workouts before that? What's the workouts look like?
Yeah, so Mondays are typically, threshold days, anywhere from like it's like a consistent threshold, so anywhere from like 3, the max I did was 5 miles. That was just a threshold. And then, I would end it out with like 6 200s or 4 sets of 300 150. Just always closing it out like that. And then Thursdays, a little quicker, 1Ks, 1200s. Nothing insane. I haven't done any like true speed workouts. So, I mean, they always end in, again, 200s or, 300 150s. It's something that my coach has really just implemented to end it with those. I do sometimes get a spike up. Normally don't. I try to stay out of spikes during workouts, but I think overall it's all come together just to keep the speed in my legs.
Definitely. And you ran the 3:59 in Boston, but how was the Boston experience? You're a Utah guy. What was the good parts? What was that like?
Yeah, I mean it was cool. I got there late the first night. Did what's the river that runs through?
Oh, the
Uh,
Charles?
Yes, yeah. So my 30-minute run on the trials. It was great. I saw people running, and then did my shakeout the next morning, and I was surprised by how many people run in Boston, and everybody was wearing New Balance. Like it did not matter who you looked at, everybody was
Yeah.
wearing New Balance in the streets, which was pretty cool. It's like a giant running community. We were downtown, so that's where our hotel was. It was great. I mean, I got to run downtown or, that area. It was super cool. And then just overall, the track, great facility. I mean, it was cooler than I thought it was going to be. Just to have all of that for track athletes is amazing. But overall, my experience was great.
Yeah, definitely. The Charles is one. So my dad works in Boston, so I get to run on the Charles in the summer. And as you said, it's kind of it's a little freaky, honestly. Every single person is always wearing New Balance.
Yes.
It's a weird thing, and everyone runs no matter what season, winter, summer. So I'm glad
hmm
that you got to experience that. Some beautiful.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really
How
cool.
does that compare to like Utah? I mean,
Yeah. I don't see that many people running. I mean, the high school scene, the high school talent in Utah is insane. So, there are a lot of high schools that run. I meet up with other teams to go do long runs and stuff like that. The community is great, but it wasn't, it was nothing compared to like how many people were just out jogging in Boston. It was really cool to see.
definitely. What was the first thing that you thought when you walked into the New Balance facility?
Kind of blew me away, honestly. It was a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Mhm.
Just the stands, and then the amount of room around the track for the athletes, and then also the warm up areas and everything like that. It was so cool to see, something like that just for track and field athletes. It was amazing.
Definitely. It's really cool seeing the sport develop, even grow even more. Like it's called the honestly it's like an arena if you haven't seen
Yeah.
it in person. I mean the stands are up to here when
Mhm.
you were there for the Grand Prix. So seeing that the stands were packed for that race. Did you have a favorite
Yeah.
race during that?
I did like the 1500. I thought that was cool. Also, I liked seeing Noah Lyles win. I thought that was cool. I thought that there's a lot of people betting against him. I it's hard to take down a confident Noah Lyles. So, I was rooting for him, and he ended up pulling away with the win. It was super cool to see that too.
Definitely. I think I also went to the New Balance Grand Prix. Had a little different experience than you, but I just watching the athletes warm up is so surreal. because like
Mhm.
just the dedication is just
Yeah. And
crazy.
like how specific they are with everything, everything has to like look perfect and be perfect. It was like their technique was perfect like on all the drills. It was so cool to see.
Definitely. And what can you speak of like runners as a whole, the professional runner world as a whole, like kindness wise, where they just everyone was
Yeah, so nice. I mean, I got to stay in the hotel with them. So, the night after I broke four, I was like just sitting in the elevator, with Grant Holloway, and it was so cool. Like he was just talking to me about it and like congratulating me. Super nice guys.
Mhm.
Gotta eat. I gotta like all the meals were with like in the same area as the pros, so there was like one day I just sat down for lunch and then, a couple pros joined me and it was like, just normal guys outside of the sport, just, talking about normal stuff. It was really cool to see.
Definitely. And last time we talked about your Fortnite career and how it was going. Any updates? Are we still on the grind? What's going on in that
We are,
sense?
we are. I mean, I had to take a little bit of a break, I wasn't gonna bring my Switch to Boston. I only play on the weekends. I think we dropped 45 the other day. I mean, yeah, we're having a great time, my teammates and I. It does get really competitive with just Fortnite itself is a competitive game and it's something that really just brings our team closer together.
Definitely. And are you playing any other games besides Fortnite, or are you a solo Fortnite guy?
Mario Kart is like my only other game. I do enjoy playing Mario Kart. It's, I mean, it's just like it's not really a game you play by yourself, but I enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. Going for like time trials and stuff like that. I've tried to beat the game. It's a great game.
Definitely. And the last question I got to ask you is Mario Kart, what character are you running with?
Silver Mario, or like yeah, Silver Mario, Metal Mario. I think that's what it's called, but that's my favorite character.
That's the go-to.
Yep, that is. Of
Well, thank you so much, JoJo, for hopping on once again. Congrats, first
course.
high school athlete this year to break four in the mile. Lots of big things ahead. So thank you for hopping on again.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Definitely. And till our next lap, thank you for listening. See ya.